Cause baby, I just lost my memory in the new life. Take a look inside.
Villain.
Drop that fire in the loop I used to have as baby. I just lost my memory in the new. Take a look inside.
Villain.
내가 비밀한 뒤끝을 시작하지. Who's the one 내게 묻지. Like we don't get this paradox.
Villain.
기꺼이 악당이 돼 계속 거누고 깊이 날이 더 끌어내 Don't give a if what you say 네가 뭘 짓거려도 난 날 완성해
던져줘버린 주사위 You better than not extra.
I'm gonna hurt you는 한 입에 삼켜 너를 바로 잡을 생 또 너 부숴버릴 sinner
Can I promise? Clock is ticking. 내게 잡혀 발버둥 치는 너 Recognize me. 알잖아 이제 네가 말해봐. Who am I?
Villain.
Drop that into I used to have as baby. I just lost my memory in the new. Take a look inside.
Villain.
Who's the 내게 묻지 like a darkness paradox. Chew you up and spit you out. 난 천천히 killing you now. Don't make a sound.
끊었다 벗겨낸 날 묶던 chain 가짜 웃음 지웠다 지워 이제 내가 날 찾아다 나를 killer holiday
If you're bad then you can call me villain.
Good evening and welcome back to Iridinod, where there are dead bodies everywhere. Because we had what I suspect was a loyalty cascade or something like that. So a loyalty cascade is somehow when bits of your fortress end up with conflicted loyalties, which when you're they're kind of nominally a member of your fortress but don't actually but are in some sense enemies of other members of your fortress, and in general dwarves with conflicting loyalties seem to lead to, well, quite a lot of death mostly. I'm sure you can go and read the Dwarf Fortress wiki page on loyalty cascades if necessary. We seem to have an awful lot of eggs there as well. Yes, Simon mentions the music seemed to be trying to be several genres both consecutively and concurrently, and I'm not really sure I can disagree with that. Reminds me quite a lot of Esper's The Next Level, and like that was horrifically popular, so might work. Blah 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 blah. Yes, I'm just observing that we appear to have 3 birds that are not turkeys currently incubating eggs in the nest boxes. So Claire says of pardon. Is that it reminds me of pardon or something else? Thing, where was I? Oh yes. The next, I think it's either called The Next Level or Next Level by a group called Esper, spelled AESPA, who are fairly new and have become terrifyingly popular. And like it has a similar feel of someone has glommed together about 3 songs that possibly should have been separate songs. and like the structure is all a bit odd. I mean, to be fair, the next level really is two separate songs nailed together, in a quite odd way. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, what's going on with these? And probably none of those eggs is actually going to have been fertilised, is it? Because I bet we don't have males for the raven and peahen and duck. Let's just check. No. So those will all be unfertilised eggs anyway, so we won't be able to get further stocks of peafowl, ravens and ducks in the fortress. Still, I'm sure the dwarves will collect the eggs eventually. It's just that they've been rather busy murdering one another and not collecting eggs. And like, there's still a lot of aftermath of murder to be dealt with. And we're making coffins as fast as we can and sticking people in coffins as fast as we can. And like, an awful lot of the things people are doing are dump item, which is mostly corpses of things that aren't dwarves, and construct coffins and actually, and a few. Are there any store item in tombs? And one place item in tombs tomb job, but we need more empty coffins installed, really. And we need someone to go and do some more mining, so we've got more space to install more coffins. Yeah, I'm not surprised people are stumbling around obliviously. I'm doing what I can to clean the place up, but there are so many, well, dead cats, really. Yes. Well, skeletons, because they've been left to rot for slightly too long.
Skeletons plus miasma?
And miasma's mostly cleared now. But yeah, there is a bit of a problem. Are we not making... Oh, maybe we don't have a manager anymore, of course. Now we've got a manager. Get out there and schedule the construction of some more coffins. I'm going to have to do it by hand. No, that's... Oh, no. And it's dangerous asking me to do this by hand because I can't remember the keys anymore. I've got a manager for that sort of thing. Yes, I will say that I think the music video for Pixies Reborn is quite excellent. Reborn? Villain. I'm repeatedly getting confused between the name of the album and the name of the title track today. Have we got? Yes, we have got it. We are right. We are storing bodies and such like outside the fortress because I was sensible. So in theory, eventually this lot will get stored somewhere somewhere reasonable, and thus people will stop getting stressed at all the dead people around here. It's just that fundamentally there are a lot of things that need to be tidied away. And a lot of drinking to do. I was wounded then. Okay. Dealt with the wounded, wherever they were. Oh, we have a Goblin Scholar Sunless Zombie visiting. Well, have fun. Maybe Goblin Scholar Sunless Zombies are not so easily distressed by the quantity of death around. Having died once already themselves. Oops. Oh. Yeah, that's slightly alarming. We have a... don't seem to be assigning more people to coffins. As in, the corpses are getting placed outside, but not... but they're not buried. As though perhaps they don't count as belonging to the fortress anymore. Right, so maybe they have to be dumped instead. We do still have place item in tomb jobs pending, so let's at least wait until there are no more of those around. But it may be that actually most of these dwarves don't get buried and instead have to be dumped in the atom smasher, and will then probably have to be memorialised. Well, we'll see. We're still getting them out of the fortress, and that's good. Might also explain why some corpses are getting dumped down here, even when I wasn't expecting them to be, if they're treated as like foreigners and not eligible for burial, but I still don't quite understand how rubbish works. Right, so it looks like no one else. There's no place item in tomb jobs pending. And no and so I presume that means that there are empty coffins that no one has been assigned to. So I think that means, oops, wrong button. I think that means that all these remaining corpses and body parts and so forth actually need to be dumped. And on the one hand, I could do that by finding them where they are and marking them for dumping, but on the other hand, it might actually be more convenient just to let the dwarves haul them all out to these helpfully positioned stockpiles, and then to mark them for dumping once they're out here. Because while that does involve quite a lot of dwarves running around, it will, on the other hand, make things a lot simpler for me. Actually, no, what am I doing? Let's not do that yet. No, I mean undump. Because I don't actually... The lowest priority should be dumping things from these stockpiles. Where's my cursor gone? The highest priority should be dumping things that are still lying around inside the fortress. Yes, there's a fan here, it goes whir. I mean, ignoring the fans here that go whir in order to try to keep my poor laptop cool.
This is in order to keep most of us cool, given that it's still reading 25.8 Celsius.
So yes, no, there are no place item in tomb jobs. So anything that looks like a dwarf's tooth does not belong in the fortress and should be dumped. Dump, 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 and so forth. Doubts about the injury. So yes, let's start by dumping everything from the entrance hall and then spread ourselves out a bit, and actually also from the dining room, because it's really not good to have dead bodies littering the dining room. Not good for morale at all, that. My nose is a bit sniffly. Right, that should help a bit. So I carefully put 2 doors in front of the Atom Smasher so that at least one of them would not be blocked up with socks. And what's happened? Both of them are blocked up with socks. Well, a coat in one case, and a mace, a hood, a shield, a cloak, a shield, a shoe, and a God knows what, but it's made out of something strange. Oh, the left mitten. Still, people are correctly dumping objects, so that's nice. Why is my frame rate indicator in the top right of my screen now? What? It's meant to be in the top left. Confused. Wait until there's a bit of a pause in the flow of incoming teeth. I should probably operate the no, I really have no idea what's going on with the frame rate indicator. I'm going to pull that lever because I think it needs pulling. Even though that may make a bit of a mess. Because people are piling things onto the Okay, that didn't throw any body parts out of the rubbish dump. Excellent. Though apparently more people have been found dead, which is not exactly a helpful thing. We haven't had any combat reports, so I don't know why people are dying. One of the doors is working again. Someone decided they wanted that cloak, or whatever it was. Also, we have a decent stock of spare coffins. I mean, like, it looks like we may not need nearly as many coffins as I thought, because it has been decided that several dwarves are not actually eligible for burial in the fortress. A hill titan is like a forgotten beast, but for above ground. Also, this suggests to me that you're watching like 3 days ago, 3 or 4 streams back. There are still dead cats lying around in my fortress. Put them in the bin. hate having place item in Doom jobs, so I shall pause marking things for dumping for a bit. You have a mathematician throwing a tantrum. Okay, we've actually got 3 mathematicians in our fortress. Possibly an excessive number. Mostly, she's fed up because she has decided to go far away from home as a visitor in a foreign fortress and try to learn maths there. She doesn't like that. I should perhaps find the setting in the configuration file that says when you construct a coffin, default to available for burial. I'm now wondering if there's some more complicated thing, because this person who was recently found dead was in the corpse stockpile. Is there something weird, like it only counts if they're found dead by someone who's of their own faction or something, and we still have some factions kicking around? Yeah, okay, okay, now I'm going to check how unhappy you are first, Solon Tingolf. Is that you? Yes. Oops, no. Okay, you seem... You're bored and lonely. But, like, if we get you a craft and give you some work to do, you'll probably actually not be too bad. Okay, you can indeed stay. You're going to need to learn stone crafting and something else probably. I don't know. Let's give you mining. We're probably short of miners. You see, we may have an adequate stock of miners. You still have a decent stock of things marked for dumping down here. I don't think I need to add anything to those. Basically everyone is busy moving objects around. Except for a few people who are making coffins. That seems reasonable to me. Please get on with it as fast as you can. Yes, someone does indeed seem to have just dropped dead. Have they? Maybe I need to start carving some tombstones just so that I can know what's happening to people. I mean, we're going to need quite a lot of them anyway. Oh, maybe we need some more bookbinders. Hey, Solon, what's your name? How would you like to learn bookbinding as well? I mean, mostly we need bookbinders to unblock the Crafts Dwarfs workshop so I can make slabs there. Or the carved slabs there. So, usual priority is people who are entombed but have no slabs engraved. Right. Oh dear, we're still getting some fighting going on. An elf dancer and a mathematician. Oh, that might just be our mathematician who was grumpy anyway. Yes, it is. Locum Shuduk Glogum. Sorry, Shoduk Glogum. And the fight seems to have stopped without any, like, serious deaths, so that's nice. There's still a kitten corpse. Gods, we don't need another Forgotten Beast. This Forgotten Beast is very close to the fortress. The Forgotten Beast Ukke has come. A gigantic hairy slug. It has thin wings of stretched skin, and it appears to be emaciated. Its saffron hair is very curly. Beware its deadly spittle. Right, sorry, we're going to have to stop burying people briefly. Right, Slug, you may not come in through our front door. Not that there's any other route you can come in through yet, but... we need someone to pull that lever, right? So now the Slug should probably try to enter the fortress through the Forgotten Beast trapping mechanism. It doesn't get too distracted by cats. Let's unlock the front door again so that any people who want to get in could use the front door if they think that's appropriate. Because currently the Forgotten Beast, which has already gained an additional name, has been scratched by a kitten, but is like violently killing cats left, right and centre. I think its original name, Utgay, meant the profane. Yes, well done, you found a dead kitten. Please do not be distracted by the dead kitten. Oh yes, my FPS indicator is back where I expect it to be. Excellent. What? No, that dwarf. Get back up the stairs. I opened that door so that... Where's the Forgotten Beast gone? There it is. So that you could go up through the... Temporarily lock that one to encourage the dwarf in the correct direction. Please do not laugh in the face of death. This generally leads to dying in the face of death. Right, that's good. I want to keep careful track of where the Forgotten Beast is, in the hope that more of the citizens will be able to escape from it. Though of course it can fly. So the Forgotten Beast is now known as Witch Cavern the Profane, which is quite a good name. Right, there doesn't seem to be anyone around who immediately needs to get back into the fortress. So let's divert the Forgotten Beast back to the correct route for Forgotten Beasts to enter the fortress. Briefly gets distracted by a raven. Right, there is still a dwarf down here. I'm not opening the front door with the Forgotten Beast that close to it. Excellent. Right, so now let that dwarf in. Lock the Forgotten Beast out. Hope someone pulls that lever. No, don't go that way, you foolish dwarf. That's really not a good way to go. Really? Well, that was a painful bite, wasn't it? Well, I can't really imagine you're surviving that, but... especially don't lie there, you're going to get splatted by a drawbridge if you do. Our poor bone carver has a bruise to the left upper arm. Okay, our bone carver is dead because idiot. Let's just check that I've got the hatches in the correct state. Probably need to be a bit careful if Forgotten Beast leaves that room. But it won't. Right. Forgotten Beast adequately confined. We'll get it into a cage in due course. It'd be helpful if the Forgotten Beast didn't stand there. Just cancel that lever job until the Forgotten Beast moves, because it would be embarrassing if that bridge deconstructed when lowered. Pesky forgotten beast, move out of the path of the drawbridge.
Can drawbridge squash forgotten beast to death?
No, I think the drawbridge would get destroyed. I think. Which is why I'm not operating the drawbridge while there's a forgotten beast underneath it. And of course this means yet more dead cats to be disposed of. Okay, we don't have a shortage of coffins now. Now, of course, we are establishing extra temples in an attempt at cheering the populace up a bit more. I can't remember. I think I might have a temple to Feeble King of Weevils now. Yes. The legendary sanctum is dedicated to Feeble the King of Weevils. Since there was a bit of miasma there, I pulled the lever to squish the stuff in the rubbish dump again. There's still a damned kitten corpse in the dining room. Someone shift that kitten corpse. It's not helpful. Right, we have got enough space for anyone who might plausibly want to be buried. Why are there so many people sleeping in the prison? I don't think so. I think we have, like, at most one prisoner. We do have several people who probably ought to be convicted of disorderly conduct. Like, we don't currently have a captain of the guard anyway. Maybe we should appoint someone. I don't know who, though. Okay, so to be a captain of the guard you need a dining room and an office. We've got a spare dining room and office kicking around. There's an unowned dining room, office, I can't remember which. How's that? Better, but you want more things in your bedroom, namely a cabinet and an armour stand. Well, we best make them then, haven't we? We've started engraving things at least. Ah yes, I think the one problem is that the room that used to be a dormitory got repurposed as a hospital briefly. And so the various scholars who aren't who aren't citizens or possibly long-term residents don't have anywhere to sleep. It's making them grumpy. Given the crashes from sending people away, I'm not going to send anyone away now. Okay, right, we don't have much food kicking around. Good. Things are looking fairly quiet, so let's go on a search for corpses and body parts that might want disposal. Even that kitten corpse from the dining room was gone. Oh yes, how are things going down there? Right, yes, we can safely pull that lever now. Good. Right, since there don't seem to be any jobs pending for burying people, maybe I should dump some more objects. Let's do it fairly slowly because dump item jobs seem to be a bit high priority. Let's make these out of galena because they are intended to be somewhat prestigious items. I'm slightly worried when a scholar becomes attached to a scroll. Like, I thought you were only meant to become attached to weapons. I mean, I admit that the scholars do frequently beat people up with their scrolls, but I don't think they're really weapons. Our pesky forgotten beast has stopped moving again. If it moves, it's likely to get trapped. If we run out of logs again. Well, let's cut down a suitable tree. Right, good. Our forgotten beast is now properly caged. So we can pull that lever in order to stop anyone else getting surprisingly webbed, though people are going to get surprisingly webbed anyway. Right, allow access to the Forgotten Beasts room and ask for its cage be installed in the zoo. Okay, I assumed we had a cage for it. I thought it had been caught in the cage. I should just check though. Forgotten Beast cage zinc. Okay, it's been put somewhere. Stop trying to put it somewhere. I have plans for that cage. Yes, I'm afraid you've found someone dead, and yes, I'm afraid you're going to get webbed, and if you're not careful, you're going to get trapped in a cage as well, yes. Well, we have procedures for dealing with dwarves trapped in cages. Someone will be along to collect your cage in a moment. Well, two fairly substantial bumps in rapid succession, really. Right, accidentally caged dwarf placed in minecart. So then all I need to do is go south immediately, what? North, surely. Alright, I can't actually follow the dwarf who's stuck in the cage because I can't select them as a person. Oh, well, let's follow the minecart then. Whee! Right. It should have ejected the dwarf from the cage. Looks like it has, though I seem to have lost the dwarf. Yes. Conveniently, if you're wearing steel chain leggings, being hurled through the air is reasonably safe. Oh, we should turn off that push the minecart north setting, shouldn't we? Gradually disposing of spare teeth. Dwarves are also installing cages in the cage traps. There does seem to be quite a lot of faffing going on down there. So we have some memorials. Erdim Uzol Kifed is our first one. If I can find their coffin. Oh, there we are, right. I've forgotten which one it was already. It was the second one down in that column, wasn't it? Yes. There will be a lot of these. In memory of Erdim Uzol Kifed, born 55, suffocated, slain by the dwarf Raoul Towermoss in the year 180. Devoted mother, friend of dogs. Next will be Tobal Katen Arzes. In memory of Tobal Catanazas, born 81, struck down by the dwarf Logem Crafts Islands in the year 180, at one with giant python bone. Then Vukar Katentamol. Where are you, Vukar Katentamol? There you are. In memory of Vukar Katentamol, born 88, suffocated, slain by the dwarf Kubuk Plains blockades in the year 180. Loving wife. Then Rakust Mgasherib. In memory of Rakust Mgasherib, born 66, struck down by the dwarf Ficod Tubes channelled with a steel short sword in the year 180. Outpost liaison of the Rock of Fortune 174 to 180. Slayer of the giant dingo Speechless Inks. Loving father and husband. Then Zulban Obleluzat. Or something like that. Not quite sure how to pronounce A-ring, to be honest. In memory of Zulban Obleluzat, born 78, suffocated, slain by the dwarf Monon Vault Circle in the year 180. Loving father and husband, admirer of cabochons. And that's all the ones we currently have carved memorials to. Someone has got themselves cage trapped. Oh well, I'm sure someone will be along to let them out, yes. Do we need more logs? Let's just chop down all the trees in this corner then. We've still got a forgotten beast hanging around. Downstairs. The enormous feathered mite, which we haven't yet let into to our level of the caverns, because we've been rather busy. God, someone else has gone and got themselves cage trapped. Stop it. And someone's stolen an object and I never know what to do about that. Thank you, Jacob. Right, how do we need to schedule some more of those? Not yet. We are gradually getting rid of... Oh! Just, yes, thought I should have a check on our food supply situation, and the food situation is okay. The drink situation is rather more worrying. Maybe we just don't have a brewer. Oh, I'm being lazy. Yeah, you're a kind of farmery type. Learn how to brew. Ilral Coginal still needs a cabinet and an armour stand. They've probably been made. I just need to find Ilral Coginal's room. I mean, not that there's a shortage of like nice bedrooms unoccupied at the moment, but should be fixed by the time the furniture's included. Installed. Right, we can remove that stockpile now. Alright, the reason for that odd symbol there was because someone was operating the well.
If you hear a strange buzzing noise through the wall, it's probably me turning on the air conditioning.
I might hear it through the wall.
Right, schedule more stuff for disposal. Oh, okay, what we've actually managed to track now is 2 cats. And we don't have a procedure for releasing cats from cages. Can I just select them here? Right, brewing is happening again. No one is going to go short of alcohol. We have a task to put those cats in a pit yet. Or if that has that actually happened already and those are now empty cages. Oh right, it has happened. Good, right. All the unfortunately captured cats have been released. It's probably time to schedule some more carving of memorials. Anyway, I was going to sort out so it's not very helpful if you just see that the object is missing. That's the remaining things, I think. Remaining body parts scheduled for disposal. Medtob Branded Mountain wishes to join the page of passions as a citizen of Rhythmgates. Bored, but we can fix that. Yeah, go on. Let's make you a brewer as well. I should probably make sure that any new people we've got are in the military. And generally equip the gloved tundras with people who vaguely know what they're doing. And let's fill in various people who could probably do with jobs. Well, at military positions. I think that's now everyone assigned a military thing. I think we should activate our military again as well. Get them to do things. At least train, because I think that's good for them. And like, we've got things vaguely under control again now. So now lots of people are going and reorganising their clothing so that they have adequate armour on. We have a couple of things up here where we've where a coffin has ended up deassigned, so I think we just want to do that. Turn them back into available coffins. I wonder if that happens if you put a body part into them that has no bones. So like if you stick someone's ear in a coffin, do they then end up, does the coffin then end up unassigned once the ear has rotted away? There's still some clearing up to do down there. Slight pause for a change of season. And yeah, I think once we've cleared the the body parts from this stockpile, then I let that forgotten beast up into the middle caverns and try to trap it. As that should be fairly safe. So just a small delay now while we organise things, while we save. Rather. Spring has arrived! And someone's found a dead duck. That's curious. Okay. Let's just watch our moody dwarf as they accumulate bits. Not sure where my moody dwarf has got to. Right. Hauling some bones up here. It's slightly worrying when messages say, oh well, that's a nice simple construction, isn't it? Does it just contain bones? Looks like it, yes. Well, I mean, that's not going to be very... I'm pleased that the Spearmaster is punching people and not like using a spear. Right. Apart from that dead duck, we can remove that. Dump the duck. And then consider whether it's quiet enough out here to summon everyone inside and let that forgotten beast in. Alright, yes, we have a tantruming Spearmaster in the prison. At least they've stopped tantruming, though not until after punching several teeth out of passing scholar. Has been utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is his tragic life. He was ashamed after starting a fist fight. He felt satisfied upon improving kicking. He was ashamed after throwing something. He felt satisfied upon improving throwing. He felt satisfied upon improving archery. Well, it's so nice to learn a new thing, but it's slightly embarrassing when it's punching people. In dwarven terms, he's pretty close to being a teenager, being 39. Right, so spare kitten corpse there. Sorry, spare cavey corpse. The spare teeth are being disposed of properly. Now let's pull the lever to squish everything that's left in the rubbish dump, which should put us in a vaguely reasonable position in terms of not having too much rubbish. Thank you, that's a nice ring. This is a horsebone ring. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. On the item is an image of Inkraut the amethyst ring in horsebone. Oh, that's nice and simple. Right, I think we should Wait for that seed to get properly sown. And then summon everyone indoors. Only now we have 2 people sowing seeds out there just to annoy me. Right. Please come in. I don't think there are any people in the caverns, but let's let cats get in. Right, anyone else? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, there's someone. Come along. Right, now is that everyone inside? Looks good. Okay. That wasn't everyone inside, someone else has turned up. Right, so now if I lock those, leave that unlocked for now because that approach seems to work best, and then find a cavern interconnector and unlock that. Then this giant hairy mite downstairs should come upstairs. Assuming it's not stuck in this tree. Come along. Maybe it's asleep. Well, it moved. Please get a move on, Forgotten Beast, or I'm going to just lock you back in. I mean, I'm assuming it's not trapped there. And in particular, that if I send anyone down there, it will immediately kill them. Feathered but not winged, apparently. I think it should be fairly easy for it to climb out of there. On the other hand, it is almost midnight, so I may... Well, we'll see if it moves before midnight. Where by moves I mean gets out of this tree. Not then I shall just lock it back in again. Yep, it's not getting out of the tree. Right. I'm beginning to suspect that this forgotten beast is not going to cooperate with me. Okay, I give up. Check I hadn't screwed up the door permissions, but I don't think I did. No. Right, I think at that point, since the Forgotten Beast is being uncooperative, watching diagnostics demonstration, hooray! People are learning medicine from one another. Leading diagnostics demonstration. Oh yes, we have a bunch of new temples to assign, don't we? Let's do that. So I think I was more or less working through them in order. So we got up to Limar Wayward Wheel. But briefly wandered off to sort out Feeble the King of Weevils, obviously. Oh, surely we've got a thing to Zalis, actually. Cedar the Crystal of Copper doesn't sound familiar, though. Which is incorrect because we do actually have a temple to Cedar the Crystal of Copper. So let's try that again. Right, so do we have Ubul treasure taxes? No. It's not an efficient way to do this, you know. How about Lolor? Indeed, Moldath. I don't remember us having anyone from Moldath. We've got Lolor. Don't appear to have a temple to Moldath. Got a temple to the Fated. I don't think we have. Right. So that should allow for slightly more praying than was previously available. So I think now I shall stop for the night, and we'll worry about what to do on Sunday, because like everything's reasonably stable at the moment. Oh well, I'm sure something will come of it. So back to the centre of the fortress, and good night all.